Hello, everyone. Welcome to TTTT number
Six.
what? 6. TTTT.
Six.
Yeah, I'm a
Yes.
math major. No big deal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait,
I'm an
what
English
kind of
teacher.
jobs are you
I don't
actually
have
going to
to-
get for being a math major, Max?
First of
Ooh,
all,
wait.
I already have a
That-
job.
That's not the order. That's not the order of the topics.
It was never a
barely had
topic.
any topics, dude. We gotta scrounge up from any little thing someone says.
Yeah.
He gave me an inch and I took a mile, dude.
Okay, so Max,
I'll give-
answer the question.
All right. So what's your job right now, Max?
Right now it's technically.
Wait, are you
an
working
actuarial
already?
Intern, but I'm going to be full time at the same company starting in January.
Nice.
Mm.
So what do you actually do there?
An actuary is someone who reviews rates. Right now I'm working with auto insurance in various states. So review
Wasn't it
them
going
and
to
make
be
sure that
medical
if they need to be
insurance?
adjusted and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a
Yeah.
math major, wouldn't you be good at playing stocks or?
Stock.
Yeah, that would-
Oh, stocks.
That would
Yeah,
get you a
or
lot
is
of
there's
that
cash.
less of a math thing and more of
I think
knowing
it's
the
usually
market
more of
type
a
thing?
I think it's usually more of a business thing, but there is a whole actuarial exam based around stock options and the market and stuff, which I already took.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say me and my friends when we were taking that exam were pretty into it, but I don't really care now. I really only have one stock, or actually it's an ETF that I'm invested in, but I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I am more knowledgeable about
Chirp.
it, but I think usually it is more of a business thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a business. I like to look at the market and kind of gauge it and stuff like that type thing. And
Yeah, I
someone
feel
who's
Gauge it.
really passionate about becoming rich.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
Yeah.
if you're that type of person, but
I mean, actuaries do make a fair bit of money, but I feel like actuaries are also, it's sort of like a mix between math and business, because you work in
Mhm.
a corporate job, but you study math and you take basically really hard math tests for the whole of your start of your career, pretty much. So
I have a question
are you
for
allowed
all
to
of
use
us.
a calculator?
yes, but they regulate what kind of
I was
calculator.
fucking memeing it.
Do you use the I don't know how this is called in English, but the theorem of fucking Pythagoras or
Pythagorean theorem.
yeah, in
Well, none of them
in
are
Spanish.
really geometry.
In Spanish, you call it Teorema de Pitágoras. So that's why I went for Pythagoras.
I feel
So
like I've
you can
probably used it on
continue.
something.
Okay.
But most of the exams have to do with finance or insurance or probability or statistics.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty much every exam. There's 9 or 10 exams depending on which type of insurance you want to work in, and then
Mhm.
so I'm going the property and casualty insurance route, which is auto insurance, home insurance, that sort of thing. So there's 9 exams, and I'm done with the first 3.
So you're going to fuck people over with insurance?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Oh my
Insurance
nice.
is
god,
a
you'd
scam.
be perfect for that.
Get
dude.
their asses.
Yeah, gotta.
Max, I have a
Got him.
question. Max, I have a question for you.
What?
Well, it's basically 2 or 3, but it's one that's going to branch into other questions. The first one is, why did you decide to work with numbers? Because you were good at it, right?
Yeah,
think
I
you
mean,
said
I always
something
liked
about
math, in high school,
Mhm.
and I was
Fucking
originally going to
nerd.
study computer science, but then
Mhm.
I found out about actuarial science,
Mhm.
and I figured I had more real experience with math, and I was better at it. So
Ooh,
I decided to study
nice.
that. And the college I went to has a really good actuarial science program,
Mhm.
and then I ended up getting a minor in computer science anyway, so I sort of got
Oh, nice.
both experiences.
Oh, so you also program a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay. I fucking hated that shit all the way. 4
Yeah.
years of my fucking life spent there. It's fucking hell.
It
But
wasn't too bad. I kinda
more
enjoyed
about
it.
that in a second. My second question is, what type of job did you want before you got into what do you call it? So for example, before you knew what you wanted out of a job, what were you expecting? Okay, I'm gonna study this so I can be what?
Before I knew what I was going to study.
No. So you got in, yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess. What did you want to be in life? So you chose actuarial science.
I don't know. Well, like I said, I originally wanted to study computers or something, but I got into math more, I guess. And it just happened to be
Nice.
that the college I went to had a better like math and actuarial program, so I stuck with
Mm.
that. And a lot of my friends freshman year were also actuaries, so it was nice to be able to like go through the exam process and have classes with
bond.
them.
Okay, nice.
I
Josh,
guess
what
I
is
didn't
your...
really know where I was going to end up working
Mm.
until like probably a month ago when I got like an offer for the position
Oh,
I'm
nice.
currently in. I've only been an intern here since September, but before that I had 2 other internships at other places, other
When do you
insurance companies.
when do you start working there as an official employee?
At the beginning of January.
Oh,
Nice.
Are you excited?
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Very good, very good. So now you're gonna have more time to record, right?
Well, maybe I'm still gonna be living in the same apartment I was living in
Why?
this last semester.
Record TTT from the office, dude.
I'm not gonna be in the office
Do the math after you beat us in Galaxy, dude.
again. Well, it's working from home, so I'm not even gonna be in the office. So.
Damn.
He accidentally has a fucking speaker, so it's like. But anyway, hopefully. Okay, so Josh, what is your academic experience?
Not very fruitful.
So
Well, we all need
tell
that.
us.
It's just a bit of entry-level psychology. That's about it.
But like, did you finish high school, junior high?
Yes, I did finish high school.
Didn't you say
I
you're
love how
taking
he-
college classes like online or something?
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember that. Mhm.
How's that going?
Why are you answering so
Slow.
pissed off?
I'm not answering pissed off. How am I answering pissed off? I just don't have anything to
You said-
really elaborate on. Like,
You sound flustered.
how do I sound flustered?
It's
Hey,
like,
I'm the one
yeah,
who
it's a
took
pretty big word,
psychology, not
Sam.
you. What the fuck?
Ah, true.
Is Sam
But, hey-
trying to take my psychology experience and use it on me? Because you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Nice. Okay. So, yeah, about those. Do you want to know about my academic and professional background?
Sure.
I mean, it's a topic, and we are desperate for topics.
And
So-
I didn't say no.
Well, apparently we
Go
didn't
ahead.
even get through the ones that you already had written down. So
What are we? Okay,
Well, I mean,
these
true.
ones written down are really retarded. Okay, so COVID vaccination. What Josh's
I mean-
family thinks of his job, they like it. I make money. The end. TTT Throwback. What does that even mean?
no, it's
Melee,
TTT
no.
Throwback with an exclamation point.
That's what I'm
Melee,
gonna
no,
talk
Or is that an
about.
because we came
L?
up
Oh,
with-
that's an L. Never mind.
And then you said melee no because we came up with a topic that we already said on the previous one because I forgot about it. And then Josh's PS5 adventures, which is the only thing I could talk like remotely in depth about. So
Okay, so because of Josh's pissiness and he doesn't want to talk
how
in
am I
detail of
pissy,
my...
dude? I'm just
Shut-
saying it's retarded.
How about you shut the fuck up? So,
Wait,
because
you
of
don't
that-
want me to speak? All right, I'm leaving.
not
the
for
call.
now. Bye.
Duo podcast.
Okay, so I recently made a video with, so for example, for my RuneScape channel, and it's like basically explaining. So for example, I'm done with one like big series that I was working since September, and it actually did like really well for the standards of that channel. Not like Chaos Bender level views, like 30 views, that's something. But
It's funny because Chaos Bender level used to mean like 10k.
no,
Did
no,
it?
it never did that. No,
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 I
no,
feel
no,
like
never.
Wait,
never
your
got that many
your
views.
Mario 3D World Let's Play and stuff doesn't have like.
Oh,
10K?
I mean, yeah, but that
And
one is like
and
what?
Road to Mario Kart 8 and stuff.
I think the only good ones, my only good series were all of the Road to Paper Mario, because that was like at the very beginning. So like even 200 views for me back then was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think good and popular series were all of the Paper Mario ones, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D World, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and all of those were like 10k, right?
Maybe not exactly 10k, but
Let me see.
that's what I'm getting
Let me
to.
check.
Yeah.
So.
No, second time.
Yeah, your
roasting
first
kids.
episode of 3D World has 100k.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 170.
Holy fuck,
No wonder
nice.
you've been making $300.
Okay, so that's the...
Oh, but then after
So that is a
that,
topic.
it kind of
Yeah, it kind
dips a little
for some
down.
reason, the most watched one is like post game, like 1 or 2, where I'm like next to Rosalina. It's
I
like
love this
the-
one. Avoid blue shell without a super horn or mushroom. That one's really good. That one has 55K.
Fucking troll video. Nice.
Your
Okay.
paper
Doesn't your
why
like play as Luigi in Super Mario Sunshine or something have a lot of views?
Oh yeah, that one is like
Yeah,
above
that one has
100K,
like
I think.
100K. Yeah.
Wow.
His
So
most
yeah, in
viewed
terms of
one is 600K, and his best Wi-Fi and offline play
cards,
cards.
yeah,
That was a really good video. That was an innovative video
yeah,
because no one else made it at the time, and it was kind of like a needed video if you're like hardcore
I
into
know.
that
I'm a
game.
fucking beast.
So very good on capitalizing on that. Good job.
So and after that, downhill all the way. But anyway, uh, going back all the way to our
Well, I
topic.
mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you tried hard, I think you could easily get those views again.
I mean, okay, listen. The main reason why I stopped, it's like, so for example, I had college from 2000, what was it? 2011 to 2016. So because I wanted to focus way more into college, that's why like I stopped like trying hardcore. And then after 2016 when I started working, it's like peace. So like right now I am kind of trying with RuneScape. I still have my expectations low, and I so for example I have my own style and everything, but I think RuneScape is a way more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like kind of
Niche?
oversaturated. No. It's oversaturated. Like all of the things I want to do in the future. So for example, guides for like for example all of the skills which are like the abilities in the game, all of the bosses that you can kill, all like guides for other type of they are called achievement diaries, and that's basically okay. So you have 20 tasks to do that are like super elite. Some of them are hard, and then so like the area that I want to focus on is like a little bit more oversaturated. So that's why I try to make it as different as possible. So I guess I guess I'm kind of trying with RuneScape, but at the same time I'm like, okay, let's not put like 5 hours into a single video, because if this doesn't end up working, I don't want it to like I don't want to be like super depressed, like it didn't work, fuck. So that's the reason behind it. Like Josh says, I know that I could have potentially made it, in quotation marks on YouTube Let's Plays, but I think many factors like didn't really allow me to do that, and the biggest one was college. So I was like,
yeah. Here's the thing with guide videos that's an issue for longevity. Is that with the guide video, people are just there to figure out what they want to do, watch the guide video, and leave. They're not there to be like, ooh, new content creator, let me watch every video. And then
that's
obviously, like, if you upload a video and it's a guide, and someone is a fan of you, but they already know how to do that, they'll skip that video.
Yeah, they're not
going to
watch it.
Viewers skip videos,
it's push.
YouTube won't recommend it as much. That's like an important stat.
So what I want to do...
Unfortunately... Yeah, so unfortunately, guides are just like not good when it comes to YouTube algorithm. But
I was thinking about this, like, honestly, like earlier today. I really only watched like at most like probably 10, probably not even that many people that I'm subscribed to, like regularly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this is actually a very interesting discussion when it comes to how many creators a certain person watches. Because I was talking with other content creators, right, like drama content creators, and they were like, the average person would watch like 50 YouTubers. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen.
Because I said like 10 to 20. I said 10 to 20 because we were discussing like, are you really competing with other people on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. It's not
you
like
are.
One person, it's not like one viewer chooses one YouTuber. That's usually not the case. But it is one person chooses like 20 YouTubers. And you want to be one of those 20 because there's thousands of channels out there. So you are competing ultimately.
Sure, yeah.
And I think what Max said right there kind of proves my point more than the other guy's point, where it's like, closer to 10 or 20. I think most people don't have time to watch like 50 content creators. That's usually someone who...
But, I mean, I definitely do. I just don't care that much. I feel like a lot of people, or I don't know, a lot of people that are making content that I'm subscribed to right now just don't really appeal to me anymore. Yeah. Like, I guess an example is like the Angry Video Game Nerd. I used to watch his videos so much, like when I was little. But like, I think he just posted a new video like yesterday, and I was just like, I don't care.
Bye. So like Josh, for example, I think drama people in specific are like a little more their opinion is like a little more biased towards that point.
Yep.
Because if you are in the drama community, you inherently have to like watch so many more videos than the average person, and it's like
Exactly.
yeah. So I think that's a point for you. Josh won drama community.
It was only one person, to be fair, not the general community. If I asked everybody, it
Ah,
would
okay,
probably
right.
be like a lower
Yeah,
amount.
way less, right?
But yeah, like we're definitely skewed in that way because we have to pay attention to so many channels. And obviously, us as creators, we're in like a slightly different position than the average viewer. We're online more. We're focusing on certain things more because we're like dedicating ourselves to it. Especially if it's like we're making money off it primarily. That's our primary income. If that's
I
our
would
primary
honestly
income.
not even classify myself as a creator. I'm definitely just like.
Oh yeah. For a while, I mean, I've been technically a creator since 2011, but like for a while there, especially during like 2016, 2017, I would classify
Yeah.
myself more as a viewer. I only
Same.
uploaded like every couple months. I wasn't really focusing on making content. I
I
was
fucking
thinking
hate the
of
word
quitting
content, by the
completely a
way.
couple times, to be fair, but
And then drama.
of course,
saves you.
never quitting TTT though. No way.
Boo.
Mm.
So like let me talk about something that that kind of ties into like a previous thing, right? So for example, we go back to the like niche content, like for example RuneScape, right?
Mhm.
So you were talking about like how guides are like maybe not the best for a lot of people,
Yeah, for the
but
algorithm.
so like for example, a lot of people in the RuneScape in the RuneScape YouTube community, they have like their own stuff. Like for example, even if you don't play RuneScape, you have definitely heard. Well, maybe you have heard something about Swampletics or like the Mauritania Ultimate Iron Man or something. Maybe.
No.
Okay. Well, it's because it's basically like this. You know, it kind of broke into the mainstream media. Like for example, the entirety of RuneScape, it's like a huge map, right? So there is one guy who locked his account to a single area, so he basically cannot leave, and he cannot use the bank. And in terms of like the game, that's like super fucking tedious. So it actually blew up, and it's like one of the most recognized people in the community. So each one has their own, right? So what I was thinking about is like, okay, how do I become one of those people if I want to like try really hard? And I think my main idea, something that I would really, really love to do, but I'm not sure it will be super popular, is what if I go through the game again, but I translate the entire game into Spanish, and then my series is basically playing the game and then teaching Spanish at the same time. But I know that maybe gamers aren't like maybe super
That would be a huge
pro.
niche.
Yeah,
and
so
What
I
if you
think it
just
would
like
work
did your
better
guides
if
in
you
Spanish?
Yeah, if you did
I thought about
Spanish
it,
and
but
you
yeah,
taught English, I think that would be more because I think more
that would be
Spanish
better,
people want
right?
to learn
Mm-hmm.
English than vice versa.
True.
Because
Oh, okay.
English is
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
main
that's a.
language of the world. Uh,
Oh, that is a good idea. Actually, I think
but
RuneScape
yeah,
is
it
going
would be a niche regardless.
Mhm. RuneScape is coming out with a thing where you can repeat some parts of the game. So maybe my thing will be okay. Guías en español, and then I will teach you English, which will be
Kias
pretty
in
nice.
Espanol? What does that have to do
So
with the
that is
car?
idiot.
But yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Here's the secret to like, or one of the big tips I'd have for like trying to get big on YouTube. Is you gotta find a niche in a saturated market. For example, I think
Yeah, that is so
Fender
difficult.
stumbled across this
Road
when he first
2.
blew up. Yeah, Road 2. No one else did Road 2, but everyone else was doing Let's Plays. So during the time, everybody was doing Let's Plays. Everybody wanted to watch Let's Plays, but once you already got your favorite guy doing a Let's Play, you're not going to really be inclined to watch the littler guys, unless they do something that stands out and is different.
Completely different.
Enter Road 2. It's also why
Let's
Versus did
go.
so well.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing either.
Yeah, for sure. And like
Yeah.
even for me in the drama community, like I'm the only person in the drama community, to my
Who
knowledge,
reads
that
tweets?
just reads tweets. And
True.
it's something that you wouldn't think of, but a lot of people actually want that because they don't want to go through all the bullshit on Twitter themselves. They kind of want just the condensed version of what they would see on Twitter that's convenient and not as time consuming. So there you go. Drama was oversaturated, but I cornered a niche in the oversaturated market, and Boom. Got a lot
You
of
cornered
subs,
it.
so and I think other gaming YouTubers do this as well. Like, I think the best example I always give for this, whenever I talk about it, is Scott the Woz, because he does
Oh yeah, I've seen
videos
a
that are
couple of
very similar
really
to,
good
like,
videos.
JonTron or Ant Dude or any of these, or Cat Icarus or any of these people who are doing, like, skit-based review type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he really hit a niche, not only by his like presentation and his humor style, which I like a lot, but also mainly because he's tackling topics that like these people don't usually do. Like, for example, Cat Icarus or JonTron, well, not JonTron anymore, but they would typically just do one game or talk about like a little group of games.
And that's it.
Uh,
Peace.
yeah, but what Scott the Woz did is he talked about stuff that like these creators wouldn't think about dedicating a whole video to, but everybody knows about. But since nobody else is doing it, he got a lot of views. And what I'm talking about is like used games. Everybody knows used games, but who made a video dedicating to just talking about used
Just
games?
him.
You know.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
mean, some of his videos are like, oh, Super Mario 3D World or whatever. So it's just like, okay, but a lot of them are like those unique topics, and I think that's what really helps them stand out, as well as the weekly uploads and a bunch of other things. But I think
Yeah.
that oversaturation and then finding a niche in it, whether it be Twitter versus Row 2 or a video about used games, that's one of the critical components to becoming big on YouTube. So there you go.
Ooh.
A little bit of
I know
advice
something.
for everybody watching.
I know something else you said about that was the guy that made the video on the McDonald's DS cartridge too.
Yes, yeah.
And that
McDonald's
was recent.
DS.
Or kind of
Yeah.
recent. I guess it's not as recent.
Yeah, he found a niche of like going out of his way to like discover and research these obscure things and actually make new info about it instead of just recapping it,
Yeah.
Like, instead of just recapping, oh, there's barely any footage of this game, he's like, I'm gonna go out and find this game and make more footage myself.
Let's
go. Great.
And I didn't talk about my academic background because we jumped all the way from my RuneScape
All right,
video.
Let's go back. Let's rewind. Academics. Sam?
YouTube Rewind.
Samuel
Right,
Academics.
so like mine.
TTT Rewind. Go.
Okay. The reason why we jumped into RuneScape and then YouTube and the YouTube niches and communities and everything is because I initially talked about this, that I made a video on my channel explaining the reason. Okay, so the video is called "I Got My Dream Job Because of RuneScape," right? So in the beginning, I go like, okay, RuneScape didn't get me my job, so it's basically misleading. but what happened was that because of RuneScape and because it taught me so much English, I do what I love today. So, for example, the TLDR of the video is that since I was like really young, my dad always had his computer science business, right? And he always told me, hey, I think it would be nice for you to be my successor. And I'm like, hey, sure. So like me being like super young, I was like, okay, always focusing on like becoming this computer person. And I never knew if I truly wanted to do it. I was just like, oh, I'm going to make a ton of cash. Poof. And then, I started my major. Like, I think after 1 year, I knew that it wasn't for me, but I was like, okay, maybe if I continue, it's going to be cool. But then after 3 years in college, I was like, nah, this is not it. But I was already 3 years into it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not restarting. I'm not going from zero. So I finished it. So I finished my major, and I start working with my dad. And that went on for like 3 years, on and off. I think I took like 2 small breaks to take care of some like other projects that I wanted to do. And then after 3 years, I completely quit, and I teach English right now, which is pretty beast. One of the breaks, I don't think I've mentioned this in any of the TTT videos, is that I worked at a place where they teach English, but like with a standardized set of books and materials and whatever. And I only lasted 6 months at that job because, number one, it was a complete scam. People said, you can learn English perfectly in 9 months. And then when I started looking at all the material and the way they worked, it was like, nah, this is a fucking lie. And also the material was fucking boring. Like, I initially wanted to work there just to keep practicing and everything. But like, I would not learn any new stuff whatsoever. Like, even people never asked for something that I didn't know. It's like, oh yeah, this is how you say it and whatever. So it was like super, super boring job. And what I do today, so for example, I teach people who are in two international companies. One of them deals with asphalt and like some machinery and shit, and the other one is in the automotive industry. So every day I'm learning new stuff because they say, oh, so how do you say this? Because I want to write an email and whatever. So it's completely new stuff for me. And also for my translations, I had to do like 3 big ass manuals for some machines for like 3 or 4 months. And I had to like learn so many new words for them to like turn out like perfectly the way I wanted. So that was like super beast. And that's pretty much it.
So you don't really like teach anymore. You've started like consult other places.
So for example, for the advanced students, it's like helping them polish their pronunciation, writing, listening, reading, and everything. But then in those same companies, I have basic and intermediate level students. So what I do with them is that I go. So yeah, it's basically teaching from zero. So like, for example, grammatical structures and whatever, and some vocabulary, verb tenses and whatever. And with the advanced ones, I only make them read and listen, and then we talk about what we do in the class. So it's like kind of 2 different ways of teaching that I really like.
Oh, so you do teach still?
Yeah, it's basically
okay.
Teaching.
I thought you said like when you were talking about like or just like the manual thing that you were talking about, was that like translating, or were you like teaching them it?
Oh no! It's the full translation of the document.
Okay.
And I really love that because it's part of my nature. Like I love being in my computer, talking to no one, being at home. So that is like the perfect job for me.
Did you translate from Spanish to English or English to Spanish?
I do both. The project that I talked about, it was from English to Spanish.
Nice.
And then
if
I've
I'm
also had
flipping
to
through the Paper Mario manual and I see Spanish that was written by Chaos Bender.
Yes.
Dude, what if you actually got to translate for that, dude?
I actually started looking into. So for example, there's I don't remember the specific website, but you can look at specific people who work for certain companies at specific positions. And I found 2 people that you could contact who were translators for Nintendo. And I really wanted to contact them to go like, hey, what did you do to get this job? But I don't remember why I didn't do it. It's like maybe I was scared or something. But I was like too much of a noob and I didn't have like a lot of experience.
Well, now you
That would be so cool.
Yeah, like I actually would love to
wait, you could leak
Nintendo
like games to us, dude. That you're
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, Sam starts translating Pikmin 4. He's like, oh.
Josh, do you want to know what happens in Pikmin 4?
He'd spoil it for you.
It isn't even announced yet. You're like, I just translated.
Here's the final boss.
And then the next day I'm fucking fired and sued. You violated the what is this thing? The non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. That would be so gay. Yeah. I would literally cry and maybe commit suicide. But
dude, now we know if Sam gets that job and he's super hype and calls for whatever reason, we know that a new Paper Mario.
Imagine. Okay, so Chaos Bender, here's Paper Mario in English. Do it in Spanish. Peace. Oh my god.
Dude.
That would be
Paper Mario hype. Remake? You translate the Spanish?
Oh.
Even though it's already translated?
I would polish it. Okay, so that's it about background.
Nice. Good story.
Thanks for the job interview.
And I just retweet.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, so for example, I think Josh's job produces way, like, how do I say this? How do I word this part? Like, even though Josh is, okay, I'm not diminishing what you do or anything, and because it's going to sound kind of bad, but what you do doesn't require, like, you know, like a PhD or like a master's degree or something.
Of course.
And obviously you make...
It requires elementary school level learning
Yeah,
to read.
reading.
I'm surprised you have that.
It requires kindergarten ABCs.
Interesting.
And then what I was gonna say is that even if you don't need too much to earn like so much money, you make more than both of us, which is fucking funny.
Yeah.
Do
Dude,
you?
Sam can start translating me Spanish Twitter verses, dude.
Imagine if I do it. Okay, so today's video would be Twitter versus los fans de Deji contra Keemstar. And then I can
You
basically
could just
read
take
everything
my
in
videos and
Spanish.
translate them. If you actually just uploaded that, like...
No, because you would copyright my.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd just let you and I'd promote it, dude.
No, you need to get all the
me.
tweets
And
in
you could
Spanish.
take all the money. And you could take all the money. But...
That would be
Obviously.
fucking.
Or you could just have it be like, can you select like different audio languages on a YouTube video or something?
No, I don't think you can.
no,
I think
I
that's
don't
only
think so.
for.
Plus,
I
if
think
it
that's
was a
only for
separate
some
video, we'd
capitalists.
make more money anyway. So.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
For the bilingual
Anyway.
people who want to listen to both.
Who want
At the
to
same
watch
time.
drama.
At the same time. English in the right ear, Spanish in the left.
Fucking ear rape.
Well, Sam actually did speak Spanish in like 2 words for one of my videos recently, so he's already
Yeah.
on the way
Wow.
there.
That's my blow up for the year in the drama community. I
Yeah.
started with a gross gore video, and now I read the Spanish words for Boblax. Let's go.
Let's go.
What a fucking resume. I'm a beast.
Dude, you read that part and people timestamped it in the video. They're like, "What the fuck? Who's that?
Who's the sexy voice? Really?
Who's
They
this
did?
nobody?
Josh, did they
well,
really
they
do
didn't
that?
like
or-
legit ask because you were in like the top of the description, but they were like, "Yo, I didn't expect that" type thing.
Cool. Okay, so what is the next topic? Let's go all the way to what? Oh yeah, I want to talk about TTT Throwback, right? So I'm doing a project that doesn't really like require too much attention. So I've been watching some TTT in the background, like as fucking background noise for a little bit, and I watched the entire Mario Party DS series.
That's one.
I
That one's
rewatched-
my
Oh my
favorite.
god.
Yo,
I don't
yeah,
know how
same.
you
At least
guys
from
can go back and.
recording.
I
At
feel
least
like
from
that.
like recording standpoint. I haven't watched
Mm.
it in like since it came out, but from a
Yeah.
recording standpoint and like memory, that's the one I had most fun
Yeah, same.
recording.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like
Not-
anything before like Galaxy 1 is too cringy.
No, because those are the best ones because I honestly
Well,
think
isn't it like cringy in a funny way?
we were
I
having
don't know,
way
it's
more
cringy
fun.
hearing my own voice and the way I talk.
But you sound the same.
I do not
oh
sound
no,
the same.
you did not sound.
No,
the
I mean-
same.
No,
If you watched Super Mario World, then I can agree. But
no, I do not
Yeah.
sound the same.
in
Since,
TTT,
like,
there's
I even
there's not
think
a
I
lot
don't
of
sound the same
difference.
since like Galaxy 1.
Okay. But what I was gonna say in this topic is that I've been watching that, and like there are just so many funny moments. Like it's honestly a fucking timeless thing to watch. I rewatched Luigi's Mansion, and like having Josh said, Sam is saying beef atlas and everything. Like I laugh so much in like every minute of the of those videos. It's just fucking insane.
There are
TTT is
some funny
fucking
moments.
hilarious, dude. I need to
Yeah.
go
I
back
love
and
it.
watch some more of them because I haven't watched them in
Same.
a while.
Where's the funniest moments, Josh?
Yeah.
I did have the funniest moments of Super Mario Sunshine. And that video, even though it premiered this year, I made it in 2015.
Yeah, you
I was
all
said
gonna
a tweet.
I was gonna do funny moments for all the episodes, but then I just stopped for whatever reason. I think I got busy and then I didn't bother
With
to finish
drama.
it.
Likely stories.
Mm.
Well, not with busy with drama. I got into drama like fucking 3 years after that, dude. But yeah,
Mm.
something happened.
I
I
know,
don't
that's why I
remember.
said likely story.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened, but I stopped for a reason.
The government was holding you hostage
But yeah,
in a
I
mental
mean,
institution.
I watched it. I watched the video as it premiered live, like the funny moments of Sunshine earlier this year, and it was still funny. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, me and Max's voice were high pitched, and that was kind of cringe. And some of the things we were saying
Yeah,
are
that-
like
that's
cringy
most
in
of what I
hindsight,
cringe
and we
at.
wouldn't say it. But regardless,
Yeah.
like it was still funny. Like, it's not like it's boring
don't
or it's
know.
like I'm gonna cringe into oblivion or something like that.
I guess I haven't really went back and rewatched it in a while, or any of them really in a while. But
Well, those
I
were
don't know.
specifically the funny moments I cut out, so that's
Yeah,
probably why it was funny. But I mean, the fact that even the funny moments are funny from something that
Yeah.
old is a testament to our humor.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Yep,
back
yep,
when we
yep.
put the work into editing the include counters.
Yeah,
Yeah, that took so fucking long.
yeah, I know.
I'm so
I
glad we
wouldn't
don't
know.
do
I
any
never made
counters
them.
anymore. I'm so
But now-
glad we don't do counters anymore, dude. It's just so much
Now-
easier. And no
now
one
we are
cares
all
at the end of the day.
businessmen.
It was kind of
so-
funny though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it.
Funny.
It was annoying.
It's
Well, I thought it was.
full-screen memes. No full screen memes.
Max
Yo,
was so
remember
angry
when
at
we
that
had
one.
this like
That
like
was
this
Sam's
huge-
thing that he did, not me.
Yeah.
No,
only
I did it.
Sam's was full screen meme.
Yeah,
Do you
in
remember this
Luigi's
one happened
Mansion.
recently? The one
Which
I'm
one?
about to talk about. I think it was in either Galaxy 1 or Galaxy 2. I think it was one of the last big TTT feuds we had before we stopped giving as much of a fuck. But there was like this woman crying to like get into the airplane, and like me and Sam were arguing whether we like include the full clip and cut the race, like cut the race, play the full clip and then cut it back, or if we
The
just
fat
play
woman?
it with no audio, like just on screen while we race. And I said the second option. I think that's what we ended up going with.
It must have been
But
Galaxy 1, because
Sam
I don't
really
remember
wanted
editing
the first
that.
option. Yeah, I think it was Galaxy 1.
TTT feud.
It was like so dumb. He was like, no, people gotta hear her crying, and I'm like, you see it on
Yeah, I
screen,
remember
you
that
can
one.
imagine what it sounds like. It's not like it requires audio. He's like, no.
It
You
does.
need
It
to
does.
fully immerse in it. People need the whole race to be interrupted for a 2-minute clip of some fat bitch on a plane crying. Who cares, dude?
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was funny.
No,
Yeah,
we
put
were
no
we
memes.
were arguing about who got to edit Galaxy 2. I remember that.
Yeah.
Me and Sam.
Back then, you fought over who edits what, and now we fight over who doesn't edit it.
Now we just let Josh do all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Josh is our
I've gotten
slave
a
now.
lot faster at like video editing in general. So just like for everybody's time, it just makes
Yeah.
more sense for me to edit it because it's like, what are you gonna have me edit it or like Sam edit it in like twice the time?
Yeah, you probably
Hey.
have
Have
a
it
fastest
look the
computer
same.
too.
Yeah. That too.
Idiot spastic.
I'm not saying you wouldn't do a good job. It's just that it would take more time, and we don't want to waste your time. Who wants to waste time? Like,
Yeah, you spend all your time at your computer anyway, so.
yeah.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I guess we all kind of do now, but.
Yeah, COVID, lol.
Normally
now
I
you're all
wouldn't.
dragged down to my level.
Honestly, like, okay, why do you think people believe it's racist when you refer to it as a Chinese virus if it originated from China?
Because
I mean,
It is.
I
it's
don't
a
see
It is a
worldwide
Chinese
thing.
virus.
It's a little weird. I mean, here's my
It's
thing
not
about
racist.
it. Why would you call? I don't think it's racist, but why would you call it Chinese virus when it's so much easier to just say COVID? Like, there's just no point. That's how I see
Why
it.
would-
But
Yeah, the only
I mean-
reason why people are doing that is to specifically be racist.
yeah,
so that's why
yeah.
it's racist.
Like, if
Yeah.
that's what it was called and had no other name, I'd be like, okay, it's not.
if they're
inherently
using it in a
racist.
derogatory
Yeah,
manner.
but if you're like using it, it's like, oh, because I want to make it about race. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like. People who call it Chinese virus, I feel like they specifically go out of their way to name it that, not because it's convenient, but because they want like to make it about race. Meanwhile, I mean, you could just say COVID.
Yeah,
Like, why
that's
not
why
just
it's
say
racist.
COVID?
Next question.
I have a question.
Okay, next question.
So, why do you think the name Spanish flu stayed the Spanish flu and it's
It
not
did
racist?
not stay Spanish flu. It's called
Doesn't
swine
it?
flu, right?
Oh,
no,
N one?
no,
No,
that's a
what?
different-
Something else.
That's
Oh
a
my God,
that's a
those are
more
two
recent one.
different
Fucking
things.
retarded
I
cunt.
don't fucking know how many pandemics there's
He's
been.
talking. First of all, the swine flu was not a pandemic; it was an epidemic.
Yeah, it's not a pandemic, idiot.
The Spanish
cares?
flu was from 1908
1908 or something, right?
Yeah, wait, then that's
After
the
World War
difference.
I.
Everyone was more racist back then.
Yeah,
The more,
I mean, back then it
the
was
farther
okay.
back you go, the more racist it increases.
I think I've heard
Because-
explanations to why it's not actually racist, but I can't remember.
I mean, I don't think Chinese virus in particular is racist either. It's just like, why would you call it that, though?
Yeah.
And
Be-
only the people
because-
who call it that are racist, usually. so-
Because the Chinese fucked it up. They fucked
Yeah,
the
see,
entire
now
year
you're
for
pinning it
us.
on race. Now that's racist, dude.
No, what? Oh, what?
Oh!
It's don't be an idiot. Okay, I'm not okay. So what would happen
Too
if I
far
say,
to the left, idiot.
what would happen if I say, oh, the French make French food?
They do.
Yeah, the Chinese,
Chinese make
made
Chinese
the Chinese
virus.
the Chinese made the Chinese virus.
You know,
They didn't make it. It
Americans-
originated from
Americans make opportunity. French make good food. China just makes viruses for the whole
Yeah.
planet.
They
You know,
they made a
it is
literal
what it is.
bioweapon.
Also, another. Never mind, dude.
Hello.
What?
Never mind, dude.
Oh, you were gonna say something that was gonna put you in hot water in the drama community.
Uh-oh.
Hot water.
No.
Spineless fucking cunt. It is honestly sad. The more Josh grows, the less balls he has. Like,
What do you
am I
mean the less balls I have?
He has to. He has to be afraid of
What are-
everything that he says now.
Yeah, okay, but what if
And
you
won't
make a
ever
video
again after that.
and I what if I make a little highlight video and I contact your sponsors? Would they drop you or nah?
Well, the contract's done, so we're not on.
I mean, if it was to
There's nothing
repeat,
drop.
idiot.
I mean,
If it was to repeat,
wait, what?
if you got into a contract again with a sponsor and I did that, would they drop you or would they go
I
like,
don't know if they would
oh,
see
well.
the email.
Ah,
They're not really someone who.
Who you can cunt.
Maybe I don't know. I think it would have to be like a lot of people saying it, not just one. I think you'd have to publicize it first. Like, look at what he says. Go contact your sponsor, and then mobilize people to do that. I feel like
I mean,
one person
honestly-
isn't enough, but
Mm.
I honestly don't know. So
honestly, if you survived
Let's do a
Ethan
little
calling you
test.
out, if you survived Ethan calling you out for like,
no, I can survive.
Black Lives
it.
Matter.
I can say whatever on this podcast.
Oh, the word
I
should
could probably even say the N word right now. But
Do
the
it.
thing is,
do it,
if I did,
Yeah, no one
it
watches
would.
do it,
If I
do it,
If I did,
do it.
it would cause me a headache and a mess that I would have to clean up for the coming weeks or
Do it.
Like the
possibly
Black
months.
Lives Matter
Do
song.
it,
Yes, so
Josh. You said
I
you can.
could do it and
Do
I
it.
could survive, but why would
I
I
dare
even
you.
go through?
Because otherwise you
I'm
have
not
no
gonna
balls.
Do it.
Do it.
No, I have balls for not fucking giving in to peer pressure. If I gave in to peer pressure right now, then I have no fucking ball sack because I'm listening to a random Mexican on the other side of the phone. making me
Okay.
say-
Good rebuttal. Calm down.
Autistic episode.
Black people, am I right, guys?
Yeah, actually, what's our problem? Like, okay,
Yeah, Josh,
What-
what's the problem?
okay, it's
Oh,
basically
yeah,
the
that's
saying
crime
that
rates?
yeah. So basically, like a lot of people, and I will admit that it's kind of like the joke of like racist people to do is like, why do 13% of the why does 13% of the population commit 52% of the crimes? And it's just as it is a valid statistic and it is a valid question, but whenever you mention it, people get triggered. Why?
It's because you're simplifying it.
triggered?
The statistic exists for a
Yeah.
reason, but you have to apply
Yeah.
it in context. Like there's context to why that happens. It doesn't
Give me an
just happen
example.
because they're born black, so they naturally have something in their brain that makes them want to commit more crimes. It's
Yeah.
No, okay, wait.
environment,
It's not in the
It
brain.
most likely
etc.
happens because more black people are born into impoverished places.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's basically culture.
It's
Yeah,
basically what?
culture.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I thought you said cult.
But-
I'm like, what?
No.
It
I
makes
mean-
much more sense to statistic people based on their income rather than
Mhm.
their skin color.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, okay.
And even their gender, like gender statistics make more sense because there's psychological differences between a female and a male, but there's no psychological differences between races inherently.
Okay, I can agree with that too. Thanks.
Just like there's no
So
psychological differences with eye color or hair color. And that's why I bring up
that's
That's
different,
why I
but
bring up
okay.
that comparison, because like comparing people by their skin color is just as ridiculous as it sounds to compare people by their eye color.
I don't know what that one is, but okay.
Okay, well, prove me wrong right now.
Okay, so what about the average IQ of races?
Have we
Why-
also tracked the average IQ of a blue-eyed person versus a brown-eyed person?
Oh
Because
my
I'm pretty
God,
sure
like,
it would be
see,
different.
You are
This is a
answering
different
my
group of people.
you are answering my question by avoiding it. It's like, why did we do this instead? Shut the fuck up.
Okay, here's the thing. The reason that the IQ averages are different between different groups of people is because it's a different sample. If we got 300 people, the random people, and then 300 completely other random people where there's no crossover between the groups, regardless of race or anything, the IQ average of each group is going to be different. It will never be the exact same because it's a different group of people. That's why it's an average.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it depends on the sample that you're getting it from. Again, like, you need more context
and the skin isn't the
with that
determining
situation.
color with that.
Kind of retarded.
Do you
but,
think
yeah.
that Asians are just born smarter naturally than white people?
100% yes.
There's dumb Asians and genius white people. Why are most billionaires white then? Huh?
That's actually a very good question. I'll have to.
Now,
Because
and the
America's
simplest-
racist.
The answer
No, because
is
America's
race
more
isn't
race.
an element. That's the answer, dude.
I don't know. Dude.
Wait, I think race is an element.
Well, it depends. Basically, like
Because people are racist.
Nigga.
They are. It's true.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the time period. Like if you're a black person,
You're just
and
proving my
born-
point, Sam, by talking about it
if
so
you're
much
a
in this
black
way.
person and you're born in like the 1950s or whatever, obviously you're gonna have like less of a chance in life. But I feel like in if you're born in the exact, let's say you're in an American neighborhood and you're born in the exact same neighborhood and it's 2020 and one person's black and one person's white and they have like the same opportunities. Let's say that one of them's adopted and there's a white family and one's biological white and one's adopted, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. They would have the same chance of succeeding.
I would agree, but I still feel like
Race isn't an element.
I still feel like there's still some degree to where they don't have the same chance in some situations.
Well, that's because they would be born in like a more impoverished area,
Impoverished.
like for like a black person or something, for example, in America.
No, like even if they're like both raised by the same family in like a middle class like family or whatever.
In the same way with the same cultures.
Yes, eventually because of how society is, the black person would have less of an advantage in something.
In current America, I'm not sure.
I would still say it's
Well,
definitely
I'm not-
way
I'm not-
better. It's definitely almost, I would say, well, probably not almost gone. I know many people would not agree with that. It's definitely a lot better, but I still think that there's still...
Yeah, you're probably
disadvantages.
right, but that's more of the environment rather than that's nurture versus nature, right? That's more of the environment rather than the actual person. It's not because he's black, it's because other people are racist.
Because he's black.
Yeah, but if other people weren't racist, then the skin color wouldn't matter. It's not like a
Yeah,
genetic thing.
but other people are racist.
Yeah, so
because
it's a
of his
cultural
skin
thing,
color.
and culture can change, genetics can't. Unless, genetic manipulation or whatever, but that's a different discussion. The point I'm trying to prove is that if you're born with a certain skin color, you don't have any inherent traits that are different from someone else's skin
Inherent, yes, no.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But Sam says there is inherent. That's why he was bringing up IQ and stuff.
No.
Yeah. So that's what I'm arguing. I'm arguing for like inherent changes, not cultural changes.
Okay.
So,
external.
question. So if you say, okay, Josh, repeat that last sentence just the way you said it. But there are no difference. What?
There's no inherent natural genetic differences between a black and a white, or an Asian or Mexican or what have you.
Okay, so
Besides
why is it that there?
appearance.
So why? You said by appearance.
Besides appearance, obviously the skin color is different. And the eyes are
Okay, so
different.
question: why are there more black athletes? Checkmate, leftist cunt.
It's
Okay,
a
why?
coincidence. Or because a lot of
I just fucking destroyed your argument with one
maybe
question.
Black people are inspired by other black people.
No,
they look similar.
it's because black people are physically more gifted than the average person.
Okay,
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Prove it. Haven't you seen sports? Haven't you watched the NFL, the NBA, the Olympics,
Hasn't a white person outrun a black
generalization.
person before? Hasn't a white
Oh
person
my
outrun
God.
a black person before?
Again, answering the question by avoiding
If
it. Okay.
you were right,
I'm done with this.
if you were right, all black people would win all physical events, and white people, there'd be no reason for them to compete because they're just genetically inferior.
Going back
It's
to
like
the
that
averages,
argument.
but okay.
Let's put this into a trans territory. So we love that. You know how there's the argument where it's like trans men shouldn't compete in men's sports and vice versa with women?
Yeah.
Because there's genetic differences, and I agree. But if there was genetic differences with race, why don't people complain? Oh, it's unfair if a black person runs against a white person because black people have the advantage. Where's the outrage for that, huh? Why isn't there a separate category for blacks and whites if they're so genetically superior?
Nice try, I'll give you that.
Dodging the question.
I would agree
just the way
with what
you
Josh
did,
said, yeah. Why isn't there? That would make sense.
I'm sure that's something Sam would advocate for. Would you advocate for the separation of white and black sports?
Separate races in sports. Alright, enough about
doesn't that
race
sound
now.
just as dumb as
No, it
separating trans with sports?
No,
if you think
different.
It's genetic, if you think it's a genetic based thing,
it's different, but okay.
How is it different?
Man, I just want to.
You literally got checkmated, dude.
Checkmate,
Wait, what?
rightist.
Yeah, 1-1. Okay, yeah, I'll take the L just to move on to another topic.
Wait, you're scared. Yeah, what was that about having
I'm
balls?
not scared.
What was that about
Dude.
having balls earlier?
I'm not scared, but like, it's fucking impossible to talk with you about this. It's like, no, that's not how you do it.
Wait, you asked him a question
What?
and he
'Cause I
responded.
disagree.
No,
answered.
he responded by dodging it and saying
No,
something
he didn't.
You
whatever.
He answered what you wanted to say.
Like,
Well,
okay.
Sam, what was your exact
Mhm.
question that you
Before-
asked him? What was your question?
His claim is that black people are genetically stronger than white people.
And that is correct.
And then I gave an example of why that is incorrect. And your response is?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What, Sam? What did you want him to say?
I just wanted to admit that he's wrong.
See, well, he was never gonna do that, so
Okay.
you're gonna be disappointed regardless.
I'm going to get statistics from like physical. I don't know if they're called like physical tests or challenges or something, but it is a fact.
How can a
that
white man beat up a black man then?
May I speak? May I finish my sentence? Thank you. So, what I was saying is that it is a fact. It is a proven fact, and I will look at it if you want after the recording. It is a proven fact that black people are more naturally physically gifted, and that's it. And Josh said, "It is not a difference. Race doesn't make a difference, but it is. It makes a difference."
Where do you see it? Where do you see that it's a fact? Like, where are you
That's
getting that from?
That's what I'm going to research for you after this fucking.
So you don't
thing,
even know.
Okay,
idiot.
go to
Oh my fucking
Nazi.com
God.
to find this statistic.
All right,
Yeah,
next
if you
topic.
get it from an unbiased news source.
If we get
or
a
something.
white
I will.
boy and we get a black boy, and they both have the same diet and are raised physically in the same way through dietary and like exercises and stuff, and they both compete, who will win?
The
I
black
think
dude.
any
What if
genetic,
the
I
white
think any
person
physical
wins?
differences that Sam that you think you're seeing is based on like that person themselves as an individual, not based on their race.
Yeah, that's purely based on like the genetics of the mother and father.
Yeah.
And if you want to argue all the way back to the beginning of time, the first ever black man versus the first ever white man, which genetics is stronger, we're never gonna know. 'Cause
Black.
it's a billion years back. Okay, you already have
Oh,
A million
years
billion?
back.
Nah, man. Anyway,
Sam's racist.
sure.
Yeah.
And that will be the conclusion of TTT.
We
1
need to
hour.
talk about
Let's
Josh's
go.
PS5 adventures.
Oh yeah,
the PS5
Josh.
is great, dude.
Okay, so to ease the outro, so we can stop talking about like such a fucking heated topic. Let's go.
Well, he did
Josh,
for
tell
you
us
because you
about
have no
yours.
balls. I'm not
Okay,
heated. Alright,
fucking.
so the PS5 is actually great because the controller is a lot better than I expected. So, you know how like Switch has HD Rumble?
Yeah.
Well, in
No.
comparison, the PS5 controller has like HHD Rumble. So like
Oh, high definition.
yeah,
Rumble.
yeah. For sure. Like 4K Rumble, dude. So there's like a game that comes with the PS5 called Astro's Playroom, and like you can basically he like walks on different surfaces, and like when he walks on glass, he like feel the tapping of the glass in the controller, and like you feel the sand, and you feel like everything you walk on.
I feel like you could do
So,
that with a Switch controller.
well, they don't do it, but
Well, yeah, but that
it's just
doesn't
really
make
cool.
sense.
It's really cool. It's cooler than I thought. And then there's also the adaptive triggers to where you can make it harder or easier to pull down the trigger.
Oh yeah, I
given
did hear
what you're
about
doing.
that. That seems
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, I'm playing Spider-Man with it right now, and like it's harder to like pull down. Like it has the resistance you would have when like slinging your web or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's very subtle, but it helps with immersion, and I feel like immersion is always like the key. Whenever you make like new gaming hardware, like immersion is always something you want to get closer to, right? Like whether it be like graphical power or how you interact with it. It's why VR is like so. A lot of people like VR is because it's like the closest immersion we've had.
Are you gonna
so
say
far,
popular? It's not
So.
popular.
It's not popular, but like it's the people who like it.
Yeah.
Like really, really like it. So
Yeah.
and that's why. So
Isn't the system like big as fuck? My roommate got one,
it's
and
huge.
it's like 2 times
It's
the size of
huge.
his PS4.
It is.
Oh,
huge.
goddamn.
And I think I was thinking about it today. Actually, I think not in terms of the size, because obviously the smaller the better, but in terms of the design. Like if we look at the Xbox versus the PlayStation 5, like they're both like similar sizes, but the Xbox is like more like just a box. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
stand out as much. But I think the PS5 standing out,
I think it's
and
more
having
elegant.
it not like fit in like a cabinet or whatever, is
Mhm.
kind of like a good thing because if it stands out, you're always gonna like see it in your living space, and it's gonna remind you, oh, I have a PS5. I want to play the PS5.
You're
So,
gonna
What?
flex it.
Do you forget?
No, well, no, but like sometimes you're just not thinking about it, and then you see it, and you're like, whoa, I gotta play that, right? I mean, obviously it's a new console, so I'm gonna have that feeling regardless. But so it's
Mhm.
it's unproven right now, but I think that's what Sony was going for. They're like, if we make it look a certain way,
Gigantic.
it will stand out. Well, not in terms of size, because size is obviously so we can
I'm
get
sure
the
they'll
parts
make a
in.
PS5 Slim eventually.
Yeah. I'm more talking about the design rather than the size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
think
really
they
like that
made
it's white. I think white consoles are kind of ugly.
I don't know. Well, my PS4 was also white and black because I got the Death Stranding one, which was it's like a PS5 Pro, so it's like the 3
Mhm.
layers, and then the top layer was white, the middle layer was black, and the bottom layer
White?
was white.
Racist?
Yeah, so it's like the same design as like the PS5. So it pretty much looks pretty similar. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I like it a lot. Also, if you have PlayStation Plus, you're getting like like if you have a PS5, they give you like a bunch of free digital downloads for like AAA PS4 games, which is super
Yeah, I know.
cool.
I saw that. My roommate
That's
has that, and
insane.
he always gets a bunch of games.
Yeah, I just started playing Days Gone, which came out last year. So, yeah.
I know. I saw him playing Bug Snacks. That looked kind of fun.
Dude, Bug
Bug
Snacks is
Snacks.
so fun. I love that game. I beat it 100%.
I kind of
I
wish
love
they'd
it.
come to Switch.
Yeah,
But
maybe
they probably
eventually. I
won't.
mean, it has exclusivity now, so.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of something coming to Among Us came to Switch. Pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Does it cost money or is it free?
Nah, it
We
costs
should
money.
play
It's like
that.
$6, but yeah.
I'm not paying for that. I can play.
Maxis says.
I can play for free on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's not something I need, but it's just good for the success of that game. So.
Yeah.
Did you buy it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Of course. You can afford
It's
it.
$6. I can afford it. Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend want to get a PS5 literally just to play Crash 4.
Oh yeah, I'm salty that didn't come out on the Switch either.
Yeah, I'm kind of fucking upset because now we have to spend so much money on a new console because she loves that game, and it's like, okay, fine, let's get it.
Yeah. It's still not going to convince me to buy a PS5, but it sucks. Still sucks. I'll still complain about it.
I think there are better and more exclusive games on the PS5, so we decided to go for that one.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
Yeah,
I bought a
PS
PS4 and had it for like a week, and I barely played it, so I returned it.
PS5 is just better than Xbox in general too, because of the controller alone. The Xbox controller is the same as the previous one, so. And the exclusives. I think the exclusives are the main thing. Like.
I would agree. If I was getting one of those consoles, I'd probably get a PS5. But it also seems like they're impossible to get now, so.
Yeah, I had a really hard time getting my hands on one. It took a month of me actively wanting one to actually get my hands on one, so.
Where'd you get it from?
From Best
Eventually.
Buy.
Oh.
Best
I
Buy.
got it like within a window. It just like came on sale, and I got it within like that window. I didn't want to buy from a scalper because that feels dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's about it for TTTTT 6. I hope you enjoyed the discussion on which race is genetically superior.
And I am going to send.
Obviously, it's the
I'm going
white
to
man.
send these guys. I'm going to send these guys proof
Hitler
that
was
black
right.
people
White people are
that black people
genetically
are
superior.
more
Do
physically
we really trust the opinion of someone
physically
who actually
gifted.
thinks that?
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
So Sam,
It's
what's your opinion on Jews?